And I definitely want to eliminate as many targets as possible because of the salvage situation. We've got pretty good salvage in this mission. We want to make sure we take advantage of it. We shouldn't lose any systems. So do you get the X going to give it to you, Chivo? I don't know if I do. I don't think so. I'd have to look through my achievements, to be fairly honest. I don't normally achievement hunt, but I've been kind of trying to recently. All right, so we did get a bonus, just not both the bonuses. That's not too bad. I'll check that in a second. What achievements I have? If I have that one. All right, 500 experience across the board. Fortunately, we will have to repair the spider. Okay. We don't have either parts for this. Anything really cool here? A lot of small lasers. Those could be good. But I think I'd rather have the parts. Maybe a Commando 2D would be worth. Panther. Sure, what the... We'll just grab everything else. I mean, we do have a decent amount of salvage coming in. So, got like a lot of things. We didn't get the LRM-10, which would have been nice, but we got a lot of other stuff. All right, let me check what achievements I have after we load in here. Because that is an interesting question. But a lot of the ones that I still have to get are mostly get X number of melee kills, kill this many assault mechs, that kind of stuff. Still working towards that. And I didn't do a lot of skirmish matches because I did so much skirmishing in the beta, so I didn't have very many of those achievements. All right, mech repairs, gotcha. All right, let's see what achievements we have. Okay. Most of these are, I mean, the campaign, I think, here. So, yeah, those are all campaign ones. A few skirmish ones. Yeah, so we have the light, medium, heavy. I'm still working towards the assault. 101 of 128. I think I'm only on like 60 something. Back with an alpha strike. I'm not seeing the one you mentioned. I don't think so. Yeah, no, I don't have that one. Let's see the total. I have 61 of 128. Yeah. So yeah, I need to work on more achievement hunting. But in any case, let's go back into this. All right, so we do definitely need to go in and get repairs. This one will probably take a little while. Oh, not too bad. It's expensive though, which is unfortunate because it's an arm lost, which is not cheap to repair. That's one of the problems with the spider. It doesn't really affect it as far as its capabilities because there's nothing in that arm, and as a result, its arm's not very well armored. But then you lose it easy, and it's really expensive to repair it. Okay, let's back to the contracts. So we're gonna have to spend at least a couple days, maybe even 3 repairing, I think was what it was. What would we want to do next? So there's ambush convoy, destroy base. Probably go with the destroy base one. Otherwise, we've got a battle where the pirates are paying me. I might still take it because this early in the game it might not hurt too bad. Let's get some Capellans, and we have many ways to get the Capellans back up to liking me. Other mission. So we might go with the destroy base and then go over to the battle one. Depends though. I might do the battle first just to get that money. All right. Go ahead and progress the time. Okay. Go back to our mech warriors where we can level up. I think we're just shy of being able to level myself up. Yeah.
Receiving you.
Yes, Commander. Ready. Yes.
Awaiting order.
I'm receiving you.
Yeah, so we still want to wait on that. All right, contract. Well, if we do the one skull mission now, we get more experience out of it. And it's a battle versus the Capellans. Okay. We would lose a little bit of reputation, but it's still early, so yeah, let's negotiate. So salvage on this mission isn't great. I'm going to take the money over the salvage. Maybe a mistake, but it's one of those things where the salvage is probably more important in the early game. But the money is what's good here, so I'm going to take that. So we only lose 2 with the Capellans, and we gain through the pirates, kind of making up a little bit for the time we beat them up so far. Alright, we'll accept that. Okay, we're going to be back into a Commando 1B, which is honestly the higher firepower. Oh, okay, so that's how you do that. Oh, Chris Eck. Okay, I got to meet him. Interesting. I've never done any of the multiplayer stuff, so that's probably why I don't have that achievement. But yeah, when I was doing the at ParadoxCon, the challenge, Chris Eck was the guy all the way on my right during that challenge. And for those of you that don't know, I was at during ParadoxCon, there was a challenge up on the tournament stage related to this game. I was able to win the challenge and then win the live stream thing as well. So pretty cool. That's where I got the hat and the shirt. Raise up the shirt so you can actually read it, among other things. Okie dokie. Let's deploy. I think we're more or less ready to go. So in theory, I have beaten Chris Eck, just indirectly through a challenge. Although I think it's X, right? He has an S at the end of his name. I'm not exactly sure on that. Forget how it's spelled. That was very fun. I got to talk to him. He's a cool guy. Among some of the other developers. That was one of the fun things about going to ParadoxCon is you get to meet a lot of these people.
Command interface initiated.
Alright, this is the last known position of the enemy Lance Commander. Advance and get eyes on them. Let's see how badly damaged they really are. Good on, Commander. Olivia, you're out. And honestly, that challenge is what gave me the idea to do what we're doing here. So I have my own personal challenge where we're going to use lighter mechs. And that's kind of like what spawned that is, because it's something I've always wanted to do, just to prove that it is viable in the late game. I think it's definitely difficult, because especially in the late game, they throw a lot of assault mechs at you, and that makes it really, really difficult. And it's not because they are assault mechs, it's just the way the initiative system works. It's a lot easier to take advantage of the AI at the higher weight classes than it is when there's just a ton of assault weight mechs and vehicles and what have you. So that's the real problem with running with a lighter lance. Is the initiative advantage becomes not as big of a deal.
Receiving you.
Or it's harder to pull off, let's put it that way.
Good to go.
Okay, again, the maps are kind of smaller,
Holding for tactical
so we're encountering the enemy early. How many mechs do we think there are? I would guess there's probably 4. This is a fight we should be able to win.
Something's on sensors.
Yeah. Well, that's not how I usually skill my pilots. I skill my pilots for hit and run type stuff, and you'll see me do that. Hit and run, scouting, that kind of thing. Alrighty.
How's it going?
Not exactly sure how I'm going to start this just yet. I obviously want my lighter mechs to come out and see the enemy, and then we'll evaluate the
Copy
situation.
that.
Alright, Vindicator, Blackjack, Wolverine. Okay, so I'm going to believe there's only 3 mechs here. Okay. I'm going to go after the Blackjack, because out of the group, I believe the Blackjack has the lowest armor. At least, I think that's correct. It has pretty good armor, but I think the Vindicator definitely has more.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
Oh, good hits. You only missed with one thing. Not a bad start.
Commander.
Stargazer is going to be a little harder to get into a position where I'd like him, but I'm really worried about the follow-up damage, though. We might lose both our commandos if I'm not careful.
Position confirmed. Roger.
This is actually kind of a tougher challenge so early.
Orders.
But I'll just try my best to focus down
Roger that.
the Blackjack and see if we can eliminate it. Or at least take out a lot of its firepower. So far, I'm not really succeeding at that.
Engaging jump jets. Engaging target.
Ah, we really needed that to land. Damn it. Alright, we do have the initiative advantage, though, so I can run away if I so choose.
Yes, boss.
Or I can back the hell up. Where they can't see me. Or they could always move up and see me. That's probably pretty good. We still get the 2 evasion. We're far enough away that they can't see me anymore. Although it wouldn't be that hard for them to get line of sight. I think that's as good as I can get. Might be able to take my back, which I'm a little worried about. Only a 30% chance to hit, though. Is it really worth it? Like, ordinarily, if I had more skilled pilots, what I'd be doing right now is I'd be backing off, but then I'd be using the opportunity to do a sensor lock to make the guy harder to, I mean, easier to hit. Might have to go with this just to stay on top of that Blackjack. See if we can maybe knock it down a peg.
Heading out.
If we put the Vindicator and the Enforcer front and center, they may ignore our lighter mechs.
Engaging with target.
That's what I'm hoping
Yes,
on.
Commander.
Although, I'm losing vision, I think, by moving this commando away. I'm just worried that they're going to just annihilate one of my commandos. Everything from go full payment on anything less than 2.5 stars to payment on anything that isn't an assassinate mission. Concentrate on salvage, sell mechs to balance the books. Ideal Lance is probably going to be more focused on maneuverability and firepower. Especially as we're going to be doing the challenge that we're doing. Firepower being the key, because as a lighter mech, you're going to really have to make your firepower the most efficient you possibly can. That's what we're probably going to go for. I'm leaning towards just backing out entirely with this mech. And maybe re-engaging later. Because I don't think this shot here is going to land, and I don't think it's worth firing it otherwise. So fire starters are very good. Jenners are very good if you're talking light mechs. Those would be the 2 top ones there. And then as far as the medium mechs, Kintaros, Griffins, as you already mentioned. Things like that can be very solid. I don't want to have my back towards enemy. That would be really bad. I hope they can't catch me out in the open here.
Hauling aft.
Kind of hard to say what the line of sight's going to look like. Yeah, they're going after the Vindicator. It's I'm sorry, the Enforcer, which is exactly what we want them to do. Fortunately, this is not rain. I want to take out that Blackjack if I can. That's Blackjack there, I think. I'll even use a precision strike to make it happen. Really, I don't necessarily need to take him out, though. But in theory, if we hit center torso with both shots, he'd be dead. So I'm going to go at Hail Mary.
Engaging target.
Alright, we didn't get the Hail Mary, but that's okay. We knocked out a good chunk of his weapons.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
I'm a big fan of the Guitar, though. I think it's a really good mech. SRM6s, I think, are one of the more efficient ways that a lighter mech can get a lot of damage output.
I'm here.
Again, we're going to go after the Blackjack, see if we can knock that out.
Moving to position.
I think we have a fairly good chance here.
Locked and loaded.
As long as the
Here it
PPC
comes.
lands, that is. And doesn't hit the leg. But we got it anyway.
Enemy down.
That works. 2 mechs to 4. In this case, I think my lighter mechs may be in an okay spot. This is questionable.
Waiting for
Maybe
order.
worth backing up even further here. And then just poking with the large laser. The next one to take out is actually a tough one. Honestly, probably the Vindicator. Because comparatively speaking, the Vindicator should have less armor. I'm actually trying to remember armor-wise. I mean, I could just check that right. You have... Oh, I can't see that because it's in the middle of my screen. And my camera's in the way. Normally you have 760, I think that reads. I really cannot read that. 860 versus... I think that says 760. You guys are going to have to be the judge because I really cannot read those numbers because they're in the middle of the screen. So, looks like the Wolverine's going to be the one that we'd want to try and take out earlier. 760 versus 360. All right, thank you for that, Panda Cavalry. That means the Vindicator would be the easier one. I think that matches up with the symbols too. Yeah, okay. Then that's what we want to do. We want to take the Vindicator out early. This is not likely going to land, but what we can do with it... Okay, you know what? I'm going to wait for them. The reason why is because I want them to go first, because whatever evasion they get, we want to be able to strip away from them. Alright. I think we do that again, because like I want to see what the Wolverine does. Now it's potentially going to get more evasion than it has right now, but I want to be able to take the most advantage of it. If we hit them repeatedly in succession, we get that evasion down as much as we can. We might take a little bit more damage now, but
Waiting for
we're in
fire.
cover, so... Oh, bastard. He did end up going after my commando.
Armor blow through. Internal damage.
So we're going to have to repair that yet again. Okay. I can get the small laser in. Alright, so we're going to focus on That's actually a tough call now. Because the Vindicator's further back. I'd be able to get the small laser, and that would be really good at burning through some evasion. We could go in for a melee attack. It's going to do less damage than otherwise, but the chance that we hit is pretty good. And if I remember correctly, melee attacks really burn through evasion really, really well. I could be misremembering that, because it has been a while.
Commander?
But we could get more than one melee attack off in an attempt to try and burn through this evasion. I'm gonna go for it. Well, this is just a test. I mean, how much evasion is this gonna burn through?
Engaging physical attack.
He has 4. Unfortunately, we missed with a small laser. It burned through 2.
No damage detected.
So it burned through 2. That should make our follow-up attacks a lot more effective.
I'm receiving you.
The Vindicator ideal range is actually a little further away if you want to get that LRM-5 in. But in theory, the small laser does the same amount of damage. Granted, the PPC would be at a problem as well as far as accuracy goes. See, this is where multi-target would be amazing, because we could do everything we'd want with that. Maybe just go in and do another melee strike? Oh wait, we can't. I'm gonna jump, get into the water, then we'll hit him here. Okay, so only better with the support weapon, which thankfully we do have.
Behold, I take flight.
I'm not sure if I did the best setup here, but
Engaging.
all right. Now we can take our light mechs,
Good to go.
and we can move up aggressively. At least semi-aggressively. Because we'll have the initiative advantage and be able to bail. So I'm just going to keep going after the Wolverine for now. Because we have it, we have it decently beat up. Matter of fact, we may be able to kill it if we're really lucky. Okay, AC5 crit. That does help a little bit.
Taking a critical hit.
Commander. Moving to position.
All right, so our light mech should be able to follow up again next turn.
Giving them everything I've got.
Okay, there goes the arm.
That's going to hurt.
I just have to be careful with the one that has already taken some internals.
Commander.
That doesn't happen again. Which side is that on? It's on the left side, so we want to keep the right side toward our opponent. If at all possible. So something like that, in case they fire at me again. We should be in range of most of our weapons.
Location confirmed.
Go ahead and go with the precision strike here. Because I'd like to knock this guy down in initiative anyway. Let's just go center torso, try and get the kill.
Roger.
Okay, we didn't get it, but killed his leg, which is nice.
Reporting.
Give us another
Critical
chance of
hit.
knocking him out.
Orders.
Okay. Hopefully we don't get that Vindicator going after one of my light mechs. It may do that just out of spite. My own guy might get hit here too. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Alright, where are you going? See, that's what we didn't want it to do. That was Stargazer again, so
My internals are
thankfully
taking
it's the
a
same
beating.
mech we're having to repair. Okay. Tempted to stomp on him. We do throw a lot of damage away doing that, though. Let's jump back. I'm gonna have to protect my light mech that has already taken a lot of damage. My goal here is to knock out the Wolverine now.
All weapons committed.
Oh, come on. Damn it.
Enemy mech.
I really can't afford that getting up and doing any damage to me, so I'm unfortunately going to have to waste my Vindicator's turn here. How many health does he have? Damn. Oh well. There we go. Just ensure the kill. Okay.
Hope we can
I'm gonna
salvage
take a
that.
Stargazer and just run him away. I cannot afford him to get hit anymore.
Standing by.
The problem is, without a sprint, I don't think I'm getting far enough away from this guy. And even with a sprint, I may not be getting far enough away from this guy. So do we go for the a poke with a large laser here? And just risk it. Guess nothing ventured, nothing gained. I don't think he'd be able to finish me off in one turn, but he'd probably be able to blow an arm off or something. We could do a precision strike just to try and knock him down in initiative. Not probably worth it though, because of the low chance to hit. Might be worth it with a follow-up from my other light mech though, because then we could get more follow-ups from our medium mechs, probably lower his firepower. At least have a chance at it.
Commander.
I'm thinking precision strike here.
Affirmative.
Knock him down to 2. Go after the right torso because the right torso, the right arm has the PPC, so we can knock that out.
Affirmative.
Take the PPC out, which is one of the biggest damage dealers that this guy's got. We got a PPC crit, which will make it harder for him to hit.
Waiting for orders.
All right, and then we should have free reign. I need to make sure what the range is going to look like. All right, probably as good as it's going to get.
On my way. Locked and loaded.
Okay, we got the right arm taken out, which is perfect for us.
Oh, I like that shot.
Now we just get up in the guy's face. Might draw a melee attack, but honestly, I wouldn't mind if that's what the guy did. Maybe stay in the woods just to get a little bit of cover. Now, it may go melee strike our commando, which we really don't want it to do.
All weapons committed.
Okay, we got a right torso destruction. Not too bad.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Okay, it's going to go ahead and melee attack our... Fortunately, that did do internal damage, so we're going to have to repair that.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
It's okay. I think we've got this Vindicator done, though.
Yes, Commander.
Alright. We're going to stay on the same side that's already been damaged. Try and get the maximum damage output we can.
Moving out. All weapons, go.
There we go.
One less target.
In that case, it was actually better than attacking him from the rear because Center Torso was so damaged and we could get that damage transfer. And that's all the survivors.
Mission successful.
Alright, not bad. At least we're keeping afloat with the pirates, so that it's not completely out of the question whether or not we get the black market. Alright. We get some experience, which is very valuable at this point. Okay, at this point, we don't have parts for any of these mechs. I think we already have a Vindicator. The Blackjack, I think, is a pretty damn good mech. I mean, honestly, I'd be happy with any of these. Wolverine could be something for the future. We only get one pick, so we might as well pick something. I'm going to go with the Wolverine. I think I've only done one career run. Maybe two? Honestly, don't remember. It's been a while. 'Cause I did one when Flashpoint came out. Yeah, I think I've only done one. Okay, we got a Vindicator part. That's pretty good. That's kind of why I'm doing this, because I want to like get a little bit more time in before the big DLC comes, which is Heavy Metal, which I am super looking forward to. I wasn't as keen on the Urban Warfare one, so that's why I didn't do career mode with that one. With MechWarrior 5 coming out as well, yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more focus on this game for me. Okay, MechWarriors are gaining experience, so forth and so. Alright, we are going to have to repair a couple mechs here. Alright, so definitely multi-target. I'm waiting for that. That's probably it for now.
Training complete.
I'm ready.
Might do the same for Freak, because that and the Vindicator would help a lot too. Yeah, one career, one campaign. You don't like the additions to the lore? Yeah, I get what you're saying with that. You could get away from that a little bit with the career mode, which is nice.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Well, they have the new mech too, with Heavy Metal, which is going to be that bull shark thing.
Waiting for orders.
Which I'm alright with, I guess, the idea of
Orders.
having a brand new mech. We got to get our tactics up so I can get some
Standing
sensor
by.
lock stuff going on. These two I think I'm going to set to more my scouts. We are eventually going to need somebody that's going to be more like a support style pilot. I'm not sure what my composition is going to be. Probably early game it's going to be 2 scouts, 1 support, 1 striker / attacker, or whatever you want to call them. Not sure what late game we're going to do. We might need to swap that out with just 1 scout and then 2 attackers, but... Oops, that's not what I do.
Mech Warrior training complete.
We're not quite there, though, with anything. Our pilots are too inexperienced to really have them do anything at the moment. And we also don't have the ability to really customize our mechs enough to really make much happen. Because right now, we've got a few medium lasers of PPC, which we could do some things with. Small lasers we have a bunch of, so that's somewhat good. SRM-4, SRM-6. SRM-6 is one of my favorite weapons, so we'll probably be using that quite a lot. Then LRM-5. And then as far as our mechs, now Enforcer, I have not really got a chance to use a lot. Not one of my favorite mechs. We could go more energy weapon heavy, back off on the AC-10 to give us some more efficient damage. Right now, it's very heat efficient, so we don't really have to worry from that standpoint. But in any case, let's go ahead and repair. So 1 day for that. This should probably be similar. Well, 2 days. The... Chess. Of course, is going to be more of a priority. As a matter of fact, the Commando is as well. Yeah, it's probably going to be mostly missile and energy weapon based. And I'm going to have to be very patient to deal with the heat curve. Alright, that's that. So we're going to have to wait a couple days, actually 3 days, to get our enough mechs back so that we can actually do a contract. Alright. We should be good to go. Alright. Now for contracts. I think the next one I want to do is going to be the destroy base. This one's going to be more salvage oriented, perhaps. Although I don't really know what our opposition is going to be, so if it's not mechs, taking too much salvage would probably be a bad idea. Very little pay, though. We go with that. 2 and 9's okay, I guess. So not a lot of pay here. So if we take too much damage on our mechs, we'll probably not make a whole lot of money from this contract, but it is what it is. At this point, salvage is actually going to be pretty valuable as well. Alright, so we're all good to go there. Now having the multi-target ability is going to be amazing for us. We can really burn down the evasions and what have you. We should be coming out with almost 2 mil, I'd say, at the end of all the contracts here. And I see no reason why not to go through all the contracts. Who are we fighting? I didn't really pay attention. Doesn't mention anything really particular. I guess we'll find out once the contract's over. Might just be local stuff.
Initiated.
Because it seems like it's just Capellans and pirates on this planet. Should be a fairly straightforward combat drop. Locate the enemy facility, raise it to the ground, and get back out again. Munitions factory that our compelling employers want us to take out is highlighted on your map. Intel says to expect light to moderate resistance. Oh, no turrets. Well, the factory is down. I highlight an extraction zone for you to fall back to. Tamire will meet you there. Good luck, Commander. Olivia, you're out. Let's get going.
Engaging jump jets.
Definitely look to destroy the garrison as well. We can get that bonus.
I'm walking here.
Alright, so how do we want to approach this? Maybe the commando's up on the ridge? Yeah, takes a little while getting used to Twitch. I myself am not super experienced with it. I've been a long time YouTuber.
On it.
And just recently, started in about April, taking a look at Twitch more seriously. So I've been doing a whole lot, about 6 months at this point. Kind of want to get up on this ridge at some point. Guess we can just sprint on over. Get them within our sensors though very soon. So honestly, I think a jump's better because you get that brace advantage if we're gonna contact the enemy early.
Engaging jump jets. Enemy detected.
They're over here. All right, that will work out then because we want to get up on that ridge.
Look, Mom, I'm flying.
There are turrets. All right, so line of sight is going to be really important on this particular mission.
Affirmative.
You want to stay out of line of sight of the turrets until you can ensure that you can take care of them. 2 contacts, 1 turret, maybe more turrets, kind of hard to say. I mean, we see a pylon there where there might be one. All right. So usually my strategy when you're dealing with turrets is you reserve down. We got a mech over here. That's going to be problematic. We may want to switch our medium mechs back over. Just ignore this guy for now. So our light mechs alone might not be able to handle this. But ideally what you do is you burn through the turrets. Now if there's more than one, it's going to be difficult to do that necessarily.
Waiting for orders.
So I could get up here and attack this guy if I wanted to. Problem is I'm splitting kind of what I'm doing. May not be ideal. I think the right call. Maybe come back over this way.
Hauling ass.
Just kind of focus on this one mech and make sure it's dead.
I've been sensor locked.
Now, if there's more than one turret, that is a problem. If there isn't, then it's not really a big deal.
Engaging jump jets.
So we should be able to jump up on that ridge next turn. So there is more than one turret. And unfortunately, they have LRMs, so they do not have to
Damage is minor, Commander.
have line of sight to be able to hit me, which is a real problem.
Commander.
Well, we're going to go up and hit this guy while we can. I didn't pay attention to what weight class this guy was or what initiative level it was at.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, so until I move Polecat, I'm not going to be able to move the other mech.
On the move.
Yeah. You know, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm already affiliate on Twitch, I'd actually look at... that's a Javelin. Okay. I'd actually look at Mixer myself. It'd be a bad idea to look at that. But with the affiliate contract, you're not allowed to stream on multiple platforms. You know, I just realized with this list being longer, I may have been blocking things. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. Make sure I'm not covering things in the future.
Copy that.
Oh, there's still more turrets. All right. A lot of turret presence. This is where doing a mission like this is not really good.
Commander.
Because that's a lot of firepower for this early in the game. I know it's only a half skull, but they don't really account for the turrets. And sometimes those difficulties. So, this is probably going to be a little more challenging than what we want. But if we can take out the Javelin, the turrets may not have as much punch here. So that's probably a Locust with LRMs. I'm probably going to let the Javelin go, because there's not a whole lot else I can do here. I could fire on it more, but then I just kind of lock myself in to getting hit by these turrets more. And I actually may want to back out. We'll see. I mean, it all depends, but we're just going to let the Javelin go. It's not ideal, but
Waiting for the right move.
I'll be able to do stuff with my medium mechs. Oh, it's the Javelin with the medium lasers. Okay. Because I didn't play a lot after Urban Warfare. I'm pretty sure Javelin was Urban Warfare, I think.
Yes, Commander.
I don't know that mech as well. Wait, this is the Vindicator, huh? My mech get up there? I sure hope it can. Not in a way I can see it. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. So that's more a side effect of it being more strategy game stuff, is it what you're saying? Okay. I guess that makes sense. It being a newer platform.
Ready for orders.
They probably are geared more towards mainstream stuff, I would imagine. How do you handle this? We could do Precision Strike on Freak just to kind of like mitigate the bonuses.
Commander.
If I do this, I have to commit to it, though. Alright, we'll go for it. But I have a feeling the turrets are going to sensor lock me, so we're probably going to take more damage. But it's not a whole lot I can do about. I'm just going to go center torso. Please hit PPC. Ah! That's a problem with the Vindicator. You really need to hit with those PPCs, and if you don't, it's really a problem.
Receiving you.
That makes sense. That's more Xbox players, so you're going to have more console type stuff. Am I already hitting that guy on that side? Let me check that. That's the left arm, left torso. So yeah, we want to hit him from the left side.
Awaiting orders.
So emphasize that. They're more than likely going to sensor lock me. There's not a whole lot I can do about that. The turrets, that is.
Wilco.
Oh, we got a leg taken out, so that helps us on our journey of killing this guy.
Critical hit.
Unfortunately, I think when you get knocked down, your facing doesn't really matter anymore, so we can't really focus the damage like I'd like.
Yes, Commander. Move order received.
Go center torso. Just try and get the kill.
Firing full complement on enemy.
Fortunately, no dice on that. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna reserve here. Probably what I'll do.
Standing by.
Yeah, so I imagine they would do that. Were you the one that sensor locked? Because if you did, that kind of pisses me off because that goes against what I was going to try and do.
Engaging jump jets.
I was hoping to like get one of them to do something, and then I think this is the one that already went. Yeah, so that sucks. We can still take it out nonetheless. Large laser was a little bit overkill, but I was hoping it would be one of the other ones that would do the sensor lock.
Target destroyed.
So unfortunately, we may eat a lot of damage here on that commando.
Warning.
Although if they
Enemy
fire
sensor
at the
lock
enforcer,
detected.
these don't do much damage. Okay, a lot of missing. Fortunately, they did do internal damage, so we're gonna have to repair the
Taking
commandos
internal
again.
damage.
That's a lot of turrets, man. I mean, it's still fair, per se, because the turrets are like, you know, they don't have a lot of health and stuff, but
Reporting.
just a little frustrating, that's all. See if I can knock this guy out while at the same time backing off, so maybe I'm not as much of a target. Because if I can get out of sensor range, they're not going to be able to lock me up like that, because that one was within sensor range. Matter of fact, as long as I'm outside sensor range, that's all I care about, right? So yeah, they shouldn't be able to sensor lock me anymore, so if I get rid of their vision, that's going to be that. I should be okay. So, I may have miscalculated with my timing on certain things. Hey, we took out a right arm.
Reporting critical hit.
Oh, it might have been. You might be right. Because it's already taken quite a bit of damage. Going after me there. Not a lot of that landed, though.
Damage.
Forcer might just be taking out the turrets at this stage.
How's it going?
But now that we know, like, kind of how to deal with it, as long as we stay without outside sensor range, we should be okay. I'm hoping this commander will get the kill. And then I can be more free with the Vindicator.
Roger that.
We're blowing everything up
Critical
except
hit,
what we're
Commander.
supposed to be blowing up. This thing's gonna get up. It might not have any weapons. It could still go in and maybe do a melee attack, and I was just gonna run away. Ah, I gotcha. Oh, that's right. It's the medium laser. Well. Okay, so if I'm right, as long as we're outside of sensor range with these guys, they should not be able to sensor lock me.
They will be done.
I still want to finish off this damn javelin. We'll worry about the locust later. Okay, we'll back off the medium laser.
Feel my wrath.
Keep missing with that damn PPC, but he's dead now.
Hope we can salvage that.
Okay. So, same goal here. I just want to be out of sensor range. So I'm probably going to jump backwards to make sure that's the case. It's going to be hard to hit, so I'll probably just fire the large laser, just get through that evasion.
Engaging jump jets.
And this is going to be kind of a lesson. If they sensor lock me at this point, then we know something's up.
Engaging target. No damage detected.
Oh wait, the locust is going to be able to see me. I'm pretty sure I was outside sensor range. Oh well, we had evasion and I got into covers. Not going to be end of the world. And it's the enforcer versus the commando. I'd rather have that be the case. These turrets are starting to piss me off though.
Damage minimal.
Yeah, that could be true. But typically speaking, you should only be able to do a sensor lock if somebody's within sensor range. Now, maybe turrets have a longer sensor range, and that could be very well true. So I'm just going to go ahead and reserve. See what the locust does. It might not move all that much, because it has to keep line of sight of me. So then it won't have a lot of evasion. Now my goal is just try and take out these turrets.
Let's do this.
If I can. Not really be able to. We could just take the buildings out. How many buildings do I have to do? 2? In theory, that's all we need. Just wish I could kind of get up there,
Receiving you.
see these turrets. I'm going to ignore the building. We're just going straight after the turrets. This is more than likely the thing that was sensor locking me.
Wilco.
Enemy structure is weakening.
Yeah. It shouldn't take much. I mean, they may not have no armor, but they have very little armor.
Yes, boss?
So we accidentally hit a building.
Moving out. Roger that. Target confirmed.
It is funny with like the new mechanics that they have with the stray shots, like how that has changed the dynamic of the game so much. Well, not so much, but enough. Not overheating, am I? I shouldn't be. It's probably not necessary to fire the LRM-5, so you know what?
Acknowledge.
Just because I'm uncertain.
Target destroyed.
Now, unfortunately, line of sight is still being given by that locust, but with a precision strike here, we might be able to do something. Just go center torso. I mean, a center torso on a locust would kill it.
Engaging target.
Aw, come on, game. Give me that one shot. Well, we killed its leg. That may break the vision it has. And again, it may not.
They've got a lock on me.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
That shot went internal.
Alright. Well, thankfully, now that we're starting to whittle down the turrets, they were only really able to do so much with that sensor lock.
Standing by.
Alright, I'm gonna come in and try and finish off the locust before it gets a chance to go. And then we'll try and work on the turrets. Might not be able to get in range of one. Center torso.
Confirmed.
Kill confirmed, Commander.
That one's dead.
Tango down.
I need to get line of sight.
Awaiting orders.
If I get line of sight on this turret, the other one should not be able to see me. And if it sensor locks me, it's not going to do it any
On
good.
my way.
Because there will be nothing to follow up on it.
10-4.
There we go.
That turret is gone.
I'm your spaniel.
I should be able to just chill with the Vindicator. Probably just take out that one building. We already did a little bit of damage too. Give it a nice PPC shot.
Locking on.
It'll probably take more than that to take it out, but... Okay. Maybe multi-target here. So you're gonna be A, you're gonna be B, and you're gonna be B.
Engaging multiple
Good shot,
targets.
Commander. Enemy structure down.
There should be 4 turrets, but we've already taken out 3. The other one's back there, I can see it. But it shouldn't be able to do a whole lot.
Receiving you.
Alright, I'm just gonna move up so we can get vision of it.
Wilco.
More than likely be able to take it out, but nothing's a guarantee.
Firing a full salvo.
That should do it. Now it's as simple as just taking out one building and we're
Turret
done.
Neutralized.
Receiving you. On my way. Locked on target.
Oh, missed with the damage we needed.
I await your
Yeah.
command. Engaging target.
Just taking it easy at this point. This should do it.
Engaging target.
Even with that mess, I think we got it. Oh,
Good to go. On it.
It's time to bug out.
Alright, that should do it.
for extraction.
Might still make me go to the extraction, I'm not sure.
We could do this.
Yeah, it's not going to.
Mission successful.
Alright, cool. So yet again, we're taking a little bit of damage that requires me to do some repairs. Not the end of the world. It's going to be pretty cheap, I'm sure. Probably hit us out for a day. Although time is money, so that is a little bit unfortunate, but we got some bonuses. Okay. Now, I definitely want a javelin part. Focused 1M I could do without. So what do I want here? Honestly, we're probably going to need the medium lasers. Although another M5 wouldn't hurt either. I'm just going to go ahead and grab a medium. Oh, we ended up getting locust parts anyway. Just, you know, it's fine. Having backup mechs is always good, especially at this stage of the game. Alright. They did change that, though, right? Or is it headshot gets you 3 parts? Maybe misremembering that. I thought leg shots got you 3 parts, but they may have changed. They may have rebalanced some of the stuff. It's definitely more than you get by doing it any other way. Well, center torso is the other way. That is 3 legs is 2. Okay, cool. I guess that makes sense. Because you're blowing up more of the mech with the legs than you are with the head. Alright, let's do our repair. Okay, that makes sense as well. The pilot incapacitated. Alright, repair this. This should only be a little cheap. Oh, it's kind of a long time, though. It's not as long as the spider, though, so we'll go ahead and reprioritize. Alright, let's take a look at our contracts. I know there's still a handful left here. Capture base. See, this is where I'm starting to be like a little iffy on stuff, right? Because capture base, we'll probably have to deal with turrets again. Ambush convoy, we're going to have to deal with not only the strength of the enemy that we're facing, but also the strength of the convoy. So that can be more difficult than the difficulty oftentimes gives you. And then escort, well, we already did one escort mission, and I'm not that big of a fan of the escort missions, as we kind of saw. They usually tend to drag quite a lot, and it sometimes can be kind of difficult to keep the convoy alive because the AI of the convoy is not sometimes the best. So I may just stick around and do the ambush convoy just because it's a half skull one. That's simple. And I'll debate on this one, but either way, we've got to wait a couple days. Now, this is coming to about the time where I normally would take a break, usually about 2 p.m. my time. I'd take a break for about 10 minutes or so. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a full 10-minute break, but I have to take a break for myself anyway. So Yeah, we'll be back in a little bit, and we'll resume doing more missions here, and we'll go from there. We're not doing too bad as far as money. We'll probably end up with somewhere over 2 million as in the bank. And then as far as mech parts and components, well, components we're starting to get enough that we can actually do a little bit of customization. Although definitely we need more improvement in that regard. And then storage, we're starting to rack up the parts. Unfortunately, we're not really getting them focused in there. Closest we've gotten is the Locust 1M, which is probably the weakest of the bunch that we could get. But hey, we're getting some progress there. Alrighty. Well, as I said, I'm going to go ahead and take a break. And just so that we can do that, how does this work with the Iron Man? It doesn't let me save here. So when I quit the desktop, does it save? Quitting will generate an Iron Man autosave that overwrites a previous save. Yeah, that seems like it. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think battle is usually... well, assassinate, I agree. Assassinate is usually good because the assassinate target usually is of good value. So, as a result, salvage can be good. Battle, pretty much straight up battle. So, unless you get like a reinforcements come in and you get outnumbered, usually battle is pretty good. Base destroy is, you know, is what it is, and then the other two can be problematic. So yeah, we might as well call it something else. So we'll just call this stream Iron Man. I hope it doesn't have a new file every time. Keeps that Iron Man. I normally don't play Iron Man. But that, again, that's going back to the YouTube days. I do not normally, I've never streamed this game before, not really.